So what does this mean from a WorkSafe or Safe Work SA point of view? I think for me, it's taking a more holistic approach to our hierarchy of controls. When we define our hazards, we need to think about psychological as well as physical hazards, as Marty mentioned, and even more broadly than that, thinking of health as well as safety hazards. Work environment and condition changes are prioritised over individual training and motivation strategies. And when we think about the work environment, it's again a very broad, holistic definition to include culture. And finally, worker engagement is vital. What I find very interesting, coming from a health promotion background, is that health promotion principles, best practice, are very similar. So for us as health promoters, ultimately we're all about creating a supportive environment where the healthy choice is the easy choice. And I would argue further, if we talk about HR and organisational development, those folk are trying to do the same thing as well. So we've heard about thriving workplaces, where the mission is to create that thriving environment where workers can flourish and reach their optimal potential. And I'll reinforce the very strong evidence that if we can achieve this, this is a very powerful health protector. It helps to keep people happy, healthy, thriving and well at work, but it has spin-offs for our home and community life as well. But what about small business, I hear you all say? Certainly our market research and all our experience, I think, is that running a small business is often very stressful and our small business owners are time poor. So this concept of an integrated approach is perhaps much easier said than done. The HR, the WHS, the health promotion is fairly likely going to be done by the same person. So I believe the way forward is really thinking about how can we encourage our business owners as a community to take care of their own well-being, reflect on their own attitude to work safety and welfare, and this is the first step in a cultural change process. I want to show you a short video now. This is a practical small business farming case study. It's an example of what Ben's done with his staff around managing fatigue during a busy harvest period. As you hear his story, just see if you can organise his examples into the hierarchy of control process.
For fifth generation York Peninsula grain grower Ben Wondersits, keeping himself and his staff fit and healthy is paying off, particularly during peak periods.
Since we started the Fat Farmers, I've just really noticed around the farm that I used to puff and I was actually just physically hurting just to about do anything, and now you just got a lot more energy, your days seem more achievable, and the bit that I didn't expect is you feel so much better mentally just being fit and feeling good about yourself. But during harvest, we'll spend 350 hours in a header in 6 weeks, so you might be sitting in there up to 60 hours a week, so yeah, that physical fitness definitely helps, and I suppose now we try and get out and take a few breaks. Yeah, so it's made a big difference to how you feel at the end of the season.
And Ben's newfound love of exercise is having a flow-on effect to the productivity of the family business and a binner, as staff members join with other farmers from the region in regular workouts at the local gym.
Initially we started running some gym sessions with our staff involved, and that was really good fun, probably a bit challenging. So and now one of our staff members still goes regularly. One's taken up golf, one's continuing to play basketball and footy. So yeah, look, I think we've all made some good life choices along the way. I think as a business we're obviously more productive, we're a lot happier, our family are happier, and our staff are more productive, and I think they've enjoyed it as well.
Ben says there are 5 basic safety tips they try and stick to during busy periods like harvest.
Before any busy periods, we generally have a bit of a staff meeting and get together, and especially if we've got casual staff, and we just run sort of through 5 main points that we really got to focus on. The first obviously is fatigue. Just be aware of the signs of fatigue. Obviously if you're starting to feel a bit slow, pull up, get some time off and let someone know. Beyond that, really just looking out for our other employees, making sure that they're okay and just checking in within. beyond that, I suppose we encourage them to eat well, to drink plenty of water, and probably avoid heavy socialising and drinking during our busy periods. And I suppose beyond that, just reporting anything that's going wrong with the machine.
So that's a great practical case study, and this is what I came up with in terms of organising his examples. And there's no doubt that for me it was the leadership at the top from Ben in eliminating an unhealthy and unsafe work culture and leading by example. And then his leadership flowed through to a whole range of other practical changes. I really loved his authentic description of the benefits. So he talked about work health benefits, safety, productivity, but he also described the spin-off to home life as well. I want to talk briefly about another case study. I had the great pleasure of meeting Paul McGorman, who's co-owner and director of Thornby Premium Lamb. This was part of building a testimonial for us at Safe Work SA, and his quote was very telling. He said, "We don't want anyone getting injured. Our employees are also our friends and family." And again, this is a very authentic culture of care that then flowed through to a whole range of other control measures. What was really interesting in terms of a high-level control was the redesign of their outdoor shearing shed. So they've improved airflow, they've added insulation, and they've installed a refrigerated drinking fountain as several strategies to manage fatigue. They had a chat from a local nutritionist, and as a result of that, they've redesigned their staff room as well. There's always healthy snacks and water available in the staff room. So it's a very simple, practical change measure within the staff room. So for me, if we were to combine those two case studies together, this is almost a vision for an integrated approach in the farming community tackling fatigue management. Small steps taken over time. Both case studies, you see good examples of leadership commitment, and particularly with the Thornby case study, there was genuine involvement with the workers, and that's a key point as well. So what about other industries and workplaces? As what Nikki described, what we've tried to do is build on the foundations of our safety system. We're very proud of our simple steps to safety document that we use to target particularly small business. What we've tried to do is embed health and wellbeing elements into this. So to give you an example, the questions up on the screen, if we were to think about hazards more broadly and talk about health hazards, these are health hazard questions you might ask yourself if you're thinking about fatigue management. We've also got health hazard questions around mental health, smoking, alcohol and drugs, physical inactivity and screen time that are available on our website. And then finally, if part of this is about leadership and for all of us to think about our own health and wellbeing, our top tips for maintaining your mental health are available. We've got them hard copy here today as well as online on our website. So use that as a way of assessing how you're going and looking for some areas of improvement. But I'll just finish by saying, remembering and reinforcing a lot of what Nikki said, it's really important of changes to, a combination of changes to work environment, conditions with individual changes that are going to be most effective, and vital is to talk to workers as part of identifying what the problems are and coming up with some solutions. Thank you.